Hey guys, it's Gummy here with finally another battle report. It's been, well, I don't know how long it's been. Um, too long. Between the Death Warhammer and changing to Ninth Age and Kings of War and um, crazy work, my new business and stuff. It's just, hobbies taking a back seat. Also holidaying and over in the States and stuff at the end of the year. It's been quite busy. But I finally did get some games in and I battle reported one of them. The first one only went to like 3 turns. This was about a month ago, and I just took pictures and I couldn't be bothered. And I played Orcs versus Wood Elves that one, and I got smashed. And it just wasn't that great a battle report. This one, yeah, it's not too bad. I'm still learning a lot of things. Playing against some Vamps here, and yeah, I'm going to get the terminology wrong from ninth and 8th, so just bear with me. This is point 11.9, I think, release. 2,500 points at our club on the weekend. Oh, actually, was it last weekend? Yeah, last weekend. So let's run through what I've got here. If I can make the screen move, remember how to do all this stuff. Actually, end up with just a level 2 and 2 level 1 Goblin Shamans because I just wanted to try out having heaps of miasmas to see what would happen. Um, See if I can get a few off. So really, I don't have a whole lot of spells. Just miasma and glimpse of the end for lowering toughness. He had ended up having the same setup, level 2 and 2 level 1s. So he just had invocation, and I think his only other spell was that one that rerolls to wound. I think it is. Yeah. So deployments I've got. Let's see what they are over here. I think they're okay. So the raiders or the wolf riders, um, savage orcs, the Ed bashers, additional hand weapons, maybe 30 or so. I can't remember exactly the numbers here. The Gargantula with the web sticker thing. Again, trying to see if I can slow people down or reduce their initiative. And then a big block of forest goblins with the mother's gift seems to be what everyone's trying out. These guys do have spears. I thought get them into combat rather than just be shooting. And I've got my 2 level 1s in there, and my BSB is on the top left of that unit. He's naked except for it's a pretty cool defensive kit actually, in the sense it's that new I don't even know what it's called, but it's based for goblins and allows them to take the ward, regen, or save of whoever attacked him. So it's pretty cool. Cheap, but might give him a bit of protection. My level 2's out with the Ed Bashers, I think he is. And then I've taken a Black Orc. I just love the model, so I just wanted to try use this stuff. Black Orc War Boss. He's got the Blessed Sword, which rerolls wounds and forces them to reroll ward saves. And then he's got a 2-up 4-up, I think it is. He ends up having. We've got 2 Get launchers. We've got some Iron Orcs, which I really want to use. Let's see, there are 30 or so of them, and a 5-up ward save. I really hope these guys end up staying in the lists, but we'll see. I need to do some more painting, obviously, on all these new ones that are coming out. 2 3+ save chariots out on the right. And I have no idea what the vamps do. But anyway, I think these are vamp knights. There's like 5 of them, and he's got 3 characters in there. He's got a vamp count that's tooled up for challenges. I think he gets to reroll pretty much bloody everything in a challenge. And then he's got that's his vamp courtier, and his vamp count, is it? Vampire count's the big dude now? I don't know. You guys will know more than me. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't want to get in combat with that guy. But that unit has like, I don't know, ridiculous amount of points in that unit. I think these guys are the Barrow Knights, they're sort of the normal ones. He's got 2 Barrow Kings, I think they are, or White Kings, whatever they used to be. And then he's got a Vamp Courtier in there as well, which I think is his BSB. Ghasts, I think they are. And then he's got 40 or so Skellies with the +1 hit banner, 2 blocks of 40 zombies, dogs, or wolves, or whatever they are out there. So the battle's going to happen over the left. It's Vanguard. I move up. I think he moves his guys up too. And I get +2 to the roll, and he still beats me and goes first. Basically, we sort of went 1 for 1 for a bit, and then I ended up just dropping the rest of my army once I worked out, well, what I was trying to do is hold off the spears to see if I can put him near his cavalry, but it just didn't end up happening. So yeah, he just flies forward as fast as he can on the left and on the right. Magic. He ended up bad placement. He ended up not being able to even use invocation to raise zombies and stuff because his dude's right out on the left, and his zombies are right over on the right, and he can't. Apparently, can't invocate whatever the word is. Those beyond starting size, the ones that are over here on the left. So I get my first turn and send my fast cav out to just block him for a turn, and then move up out of overrun distance, ready to try and get some charges. So my thoughts are here are to try and get the Savages and Spider and Wyvern into one of those night units and just try and get rid of it in one go. But I also want to see how good the Savages have been at charge against his souped up unit. I mean, yeah, they'll end up dying, but I just want to see if I can get some damage through with the Warg and all that sort of stuff. So I'm also tempted to send the Wyvern and Spears into the Gas and the Spider into the other Knight unit to hold it up in the middle. Hadn't really determined what I was going to do there at this stage, but that's where I moved up. And these guys just moved up as fast as they can too. I mean, looking at this, I'm thinking the chariots have to try and deal with the dogs to stop them getting to my artillery, and then the Black Orcs are just going to have to start chewing up crap. And, who knows, maybe if I can chew them up fast enough, I can make my way, hit the right unit and move my way to the left and sort of, get some flank charges on the other zombies and skeletons and stuff as they're in combat with my spears, but we'll see. Yeah, so I mean, all I do, I think I just backed them up, to be honest. Magic was something. I got -3 miasma. I ended up knocking their initiative over here on the left of his vamp knights by -3. So now at that point I'm like, actually I might send the savages in there because I'm actually attacking. Because I can't remember if it was not, obviously his characters go first still, but I think with the additional hand weapons, I think I was actually, I might have to check the stats. It was either equal or I was going first. It could have been equal. I can't remember. So I thought, that's the best chance I'm going to get. Let's see if I can go in there and, with what will they be? Strength 5. It's still only -2, I guess. I really need something like a Razor banner on that unit. I don't even know what banner I had on the Ed Bashes. Can't recall. Glimpse of the end. I lower the toughness on these guys on the right just because I'm thinking I want to. Hopefully the goblins can take care of them a bit. And we take out 2 of his count, his Barrow Knights with just the one of the Git launchers, the other one misfires, lose a wound. That was about it. So Vamp's turn 3, turn 2, yeah, bye-bye goblins, but now he doesn't choose to overrun a whole lot except for on the ghasts, and he just misses. He didn't roll high enough. They would have been in to the goblins, which I was okay with, but hey, that's better to not be in, and I can go in now myself. Although in hindsight, it's probably better if they did go in, because then I wouldn't have to get up too close to his other units. I think the web launcher misses as well when I was shot in turn 1. Yeah, okay, they're just moving in. Not a whole lot on that side, and again, Magic. He didn't really have a whole lot to cast at his turn 2. So then I get all the charges off, and some of them were I think they were 8s Swift Stride for the Savages to get into that lowered miasmid big vamp bus. Well, it's not really a vamp bus. And I decided to go, hey, look, the goblins are going to have to deal with the ghast themselves. There's enough of them. They got poison. They got 4 rows of attacks. Let's see what happens. So I send the Wyvern in with the Spider just to try and do some damage up there and make my way through that unit. And yeah, everyone gets in. And over here, call the Warg, obviously, we went in. These guys get in as well. Although, it's going to take ages to get through that unit. Except for my poor chariot. It was going to be a dangerous train charge across this water to get the flank of those dogs. And I rolled pretty crap. Didn't make it. It was a pretty doable charge, but they just didn't get there. And so, yeah, we start the combats. I believe this is combats, yeah. It was funny, for the first 4 or 5 wounds that he did back to me over the course of, I don't know, 3 or 4 combats, I failed my 3-up saves. So I think I lost about 4 Black Orcs to just crappy zombies until I started making my saves. Yeah, there goes 2 of them there. Stripped his unit down by half in one go, but yeah, obviously they're going to be there for a while. Yeah, this is great. I moved the BSB over, and he actually took out a Ghast by himself, and then the rest of the zombies took out another 2. So chopped that unit down by half in one go, which I was pretty happy with. And yeah, we did a bunch of damage here. Obviously challenged with one of his Baronites, and my Black Orc took him out, which is good. He put 1 wound on the spider, but yeah, they with their strength of only 3 or whatever it is, they're having trouble wounding the spider there. But they're going to be there for a while because yeah, he's just going to keep challenging out my Black Orc. He's got 2 more characters there. He does a bunch to me. Oh, that was my last turn. Yes, he charges in. In come the skeletons. Now I'm a bit more worried that this is gonna. The big difference. We're pretty much the same stat wise here, but he's got the +1 hit banner, which geez, he forgot like twice. Which we'd already did all the calculations, take stuff off, so you know he didn't roll it back. And I've got poison, so you know eventually it should nail it down, but initially it's sort of even. And you can see I've taken a couple of his big vamps out, but the Savage Orcs really didn't do a whole lot. And his vampires tearing through them. So they're not going to last much longer. And in his magic phase, he ends up growing some more of these bloody Baronites back. So I'm really just stuck now. It's just one big grind in combat. And this game, I swear, it went for like 5 hours. And it was just because of the number of characters. It's one of the things I've played King's War now, and I'm like, oh, it goes so much quicker. But I do love Warhammer. Into my turn 3, we got the chariot charge off on those dogs this time. No dangerous terrain, which is good, or no fails. But we're still my Black Orcs are still bogged down on those zombies up there. We get the toughness buff, debuff on these guys. You can see here we've taken these. For some reason, I can't remember what it was. He didn't charge in the zombies here because he just didn't want to give me combat res, basically, because I'd have about 4 Black Orcs over on the left, which, yeah, probably could do more damage than him just giving the charge, and it was pretty close. I don't know. He'd have a charge and a flank, the extra flank charge. So what? At least a +3. Yeah, I guess that's the main reason he didn't want to do it. So I guess you might as well. He's going to lose that unit anyway. Might as well let me waste my time having to then charge. I guess we've taken out another of his Baronites at this point. My turn 3. Actually, what's this turn? Actually, this might even be to the point now where he had to give me his BSB, and I actually took him out. So I'm down a wound, but and the spider's down about 3. But yeah, we've got through all the characters now, and we're just trying to eat this unit. His dogs make a big charge into my other chariot, which I didn't like. And yeah, he's turn 4. I've taken out and reformed, and then he's come in with his zombie horde to block these guys up again. And the chariot is taking out the dogs. So these two, they're not earning their points back. I guess they're slowly wiping through his army over there. Savages go down, and you can see he's got about 3 knights. No, he must have only 2 knights left, and he's got his 2 characters. But it's looking pretty scary unless I can get through these guys in my next turn. Oh, looks like we got rid of the ghasts too, which is points, and now we're just stuck on the skeletons down on the right there. Yep, you can see half his zombies have taken out. The Black Orcs are slowly going through them. And yeah, we do it in his top of turn 4. We pop both the big vamp bust there, or whatever it is. Not vamp bust, what is it? Baronite, whatever they're called. I don't show the pick here, but basically I spin the spider as a to the left and turn my wyvern to the right to get a rear charge on those skeletons. And that's why I do bottom of 4. I decide that Black Orcs are going to get through those zombies. They don't need the chariot. So I send the chariot into the skeletons and my wyvern into the back of the skellies as well this way. Because those skellies are slowly knocking through those goblins due to the +1 to hit. And I've got to sacrifice the spider. Unfortunately, he's 200 and whatever he is points, fair 240, but yeah, I just can't I'm not going to send my 3 wound Black Orc boss into that unit. He's going to get nailed. I think I sent. Geez, did I send the? I think I had one Git launcher at left by this stage, but I think he either whiffs or misses and doesn't take out any. Because I thought if I could at least take out the other knights, I'd get the points for him, but no. Just a picture before the aftermath, and yeah, bang, oh, wrong one, take out some more of them. Yeah, we take at the top of the screen there, you can see that we popped that unit. We just do some reforming around. I've actually changed, now, I don't know, can you actually, is combat reform still a thing? Because I was reading somewhere that, I don't know, I have to read the rules, but anyway, I did it. You can have combat reform, the uh, Black Orcs into Horde. Let me know if I'm doing anything 8th edition-y. That's not supposed to be 9th. Just to get that. There's a couple of extra guys in the back that can fight now if they're in Horde, so that's why I did that. Only about 5, but hey, 5's better than none. But yeah, he's taken out all my Git launchers now with these dogs. Just run down my back line pretty much. Obviously took out that chariot. So bottom of 5 then I've reformed my forest goblins and then sent the characters out. The 65-point wizards, whatever they are, to make sure you can't get a charge through there. Needing 1 wheel. He needs 2 wheels to get through there. You can hit the top one and sort of overrun, but he's going to have to go through the dangerous terrain and stuff. I just get my PSP. Everyone then just turns around for a big blast charge on those dogs if we need to. But yeah, we're going to try to stay away from those vamps. His vamps over there. Yeah, so not much is happening there. Top of 6, he goes in and does a couple, but we hold because of my leadership 9 and reroll. He takes out one of my Night Goblin Shamans and overruns into the other one. And then bottom of 6, we go in and that's the end of those dogs. And he kills my Shaman at the top left. And that's the end of the game. So it ended up being 6-4 victory. Not a massive one or anything, just because he has so many points in that other unit. But the rest of his army we took out, which was pretty good. It was a bit dicey at the beginning, depending on... It was just one big combat, really. Second... Was it my first? Yeah, second turn charge was when it all went, and then we were stuck in that for the whole game, rolling combats, which just seemed to take forever. I don't think I'm going to do that miasma spamming. It really doesn't do anything. I'm just going to bring one. I need a big wug, I think, with the extra protection spells and rerolled hits and all that sort of stuff. I think it's going to be pretty useful. And this guy is on the Wyvern. He's a chunk of points. I love him, but he's just I don't know if it's the most competitive. I've also bought a second Wyvern as well, the other style Wyvern. But hey, if I can't use them in 9th, I'll bring them in Kings of War for sure. The Spider's actually awesome. I mean, I guess against the right opponents, they're just toughness 6, 8 wounds. You can just sit there and hold people up. So he was good. He's just, again, he's competing with a lot of other rare stuff. And I don't know, maybe want to try maybe one of the Shamans riding him. I don't know. There's so many. The one thing I'm finding with 9th is, yeah, the lists are starting to become a lot different, which is pretty cool. They're not just standard, even though there is a bit of debate with Orcs that everyone's taking Savages still. As core, although you also see these forest goblin, 50, 60 forest goblins with the poison. So I don't know. It's yeah, I don't know. It's still happening. I guess next month they're going to release the update, so we'll see what changes. I know I'm going to bring some stuff to try, and that's because I finally got hold of a bunch of other squigs. So I've had about 12 old metal squigs from high school days. Picked up a couple more and then decided just to splurge and bought some off Games Workshop mail order, just the fine cast ones, but now I've got enough, and with spacing them out to do a 50 block of squigs. So like just today, before I did the battle report, got them, the bases sort of, the top of the bases at least dry brushed to the point where I'm going to start doing them, but I could mount all the squigs on there. I've gone for actually, I mean, you can't tell in this picture, but the basing's actually slightly different to what I've been doing with my Orcs. I'm going to rebase them all. When I say rebase them, just repaint it. It's a dryad bark, is it, colour, rather than the the old graveyard earth color, but what I'm trying to do is use watered down PVA and all that sort of stuff to get much more of a muddy look to the bases. So that's what I'm going to try to do, and then I'll have to go through all my savages and stuff and recolor them all so they all match. But yeah, I've tried it on a few test things, and I like the slightly darker look, and then trying to get the watery effect to make it look sort of muddy. So that's what I'm going to do, see how it goes. Anyway, that's my first bat rep for, 6 months or something. See if I can get some more. Although games are still hard to come by, but look for some more content hopefully, and I'll see you next time. Cheers, guys.